Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. It is 11 o'clock at night and we are getting a video out for you. You're going to technically get 3 today because this is probably going to go out by the 6th. Like, this will go out when it's technically Friday, and then I'll be doing 2 others on Friday if nothing goes wrong. Yeah, so this one is, again, 11 o'clock, and we're going to do some ghost videos, we're going to do some scary videos at 11 o'clock at night. This is top 20 scariest videos of disturbing things too creepy to watch. We're going to get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment, think down below. Let's go.
We're back again with another selection of strange and scary videos that are guaranteed to make your night a little creepier. Prepare for goosebumps and shivers down your spine as we take a look at the weird and inexplicable.
What is that? I see people.
Number 20.
Strange cloud.
We first take a look at the skies as a man films a strange occurrence that he spotted on a sunny afternoon in his neighborhood.
Okay. Oh! My bad. I just realized I had the thing muted accidentally. The actual video. My bad. Let's go again.
We first take a look at the skies as a man films a strange occurrence that he spotted on a sunny afternoon in his neighborhood.
That is a weird looking cloud. I don't know if I can't say there's anything. There's not suspicious. Nothing suspicious about that cloud. It's just its own little solo cloud. It's a
weird. I've never seen wow, the sparkly lights in it. Never seen moving weird.
It's going down towards Earth, this cloud. There's been videos of that before, of a cloud falling toward a thing. It's very rare, but it can happen. It's very weird, though, when it does. Look at it. It's going right down toward the Earth. It's going to land in some park somewhere, probably. It's going down, down, down. It's going.
When the footage begins, it looks like just another sunny day with blue skies and a few wispy clouds, and we can even hear a few birds singing in the background. But the man who's filming the clip then zooms in on one of these clouds, and we can see that it's moving differently from the others that seem to be quite stationary. The cloud slowly drifts to the left of the screen, but then it moves even more strangely as the entire cloud seems to float downward. And to make things even more interesting, the man points out that there are strange flashing lights inside the cloud. It continues on its strange path until it disappears behind a house across the street, and the man is left completely baffled. Was this just an ordinary cloud, or do you think there's something more to this footage than meets the eye?
So I never actually noticed the lights. Hold on.
Ordinary cloud.
There are lights, like right where this light bar is, you know, this electricity bar with a light, you know what this is, power bar, this electricity bar thing. There is light, you can see little lights in the cloud. I didn't notice that the first time until I pointed it out, but that could easily just be a, you know, kind of a trick of your eye seeing it. I don't think that doesn't mean that's actually the case.
Or do you think there's something more to this footage than meets the eye? Number 19.
Strange UFO.
There's
always gonna be a UFO in every video, it seems. Even if it's a ghost video, they'll somehow put a UFO. Because we just fascinated with those things today, aren't we? We are just fascinated by UFOs.
This piece of weird footage was filmed from inside an airplane when someone saw something that seemingly shouldn't be there. The plane is flying above the clouds, creating a perfect backdrop
that
for
is
filming,
a lot of
but
UFOs.
Something else seems to be sharing the sky with the plane. From afar, it looks like it might be a flock of birds, but when the camera is zoomed in, we can see that this isn't the case. A large number of objects seem to be...
I'm about to say, if this is a UFO, these should be the... See, this has to be fake. Because if this amount of UFOs are flying over, sitting there, flying in the earth, they'd be coming to attack us and end us all. There was no way these amount of... What were they having? Their annual meeting? What were they all meeting about things? They're all complaining about their problems with Earth. They're all just sitting there having a meeting, maybe having a vote. You know, having a council meeting. This is how they have their presidential debate, everything. Just floating in the sky on Earth specifically. Because that is, if this is all UFO, that is a whole bunch of UFO. That is a shit ton of UFOs.
Flying in the distance, and we can see that they aren't planes, helicopters, or anything with wings, as they're either cigar or saucer shaped, and they don't seem to be traveling in any normal type of formation. Although their flight formations seem scattered, the objects remain the same distance away from each other, and it almost looks like they aren't moving at all, but rather hovering motionlessly in the sky. Many of these types of sightings have been reported recently, as an increasing number of people are reporting strange things flying in the sky. Number 18.
Department of Defense UFO. Okay.
In this next clip of security...
Please don't tell me all of these are going to be UFOs. I got sick. There was this one I did. I don't know if it was a Sir Spoofed one or a different one I did where it was like Gary videos you need to watch, and it was like 99% UFO. I'm pretty sure there was literally like, there was like 10 videos, something like that, and it was like 8 of them were UFO videos, and then 1 or 2 weren't, and it's like, come on.
Security footage at a Department of Defense building. A man is monitoring one of the cameras when he sees a strange light in the distance.
So fly over the horizon. Slow down.
I love how his Reddit name is I did not see one. I did not see one. I didn't see it. I did not.
That one's just halting in the air. I'm sure we're gonna zoom in. This is where I notice it.
Oh!
Pause here.
Yeah, I don't know what to explain what this is. Let me know what you think this is. I have no idea.
This is the object. There's something on. Play the image. I zoom back out. Because I really think what I'm seeing. So I zoom back in. And as I zoom back in, it disappears there. It just fades out. And so I zoom back out to make sure it's not a camera issue. And then it reappears. So I zoom back immediately.
Huh.
And there it is again.
I'm trying to figure out what this is.
This second time.
I don't know.
And it disappears again. And unfortunately on this front camera you can't see it, but it fades off gently to the right. It's very pixelated on this camera. So it's taking for a second wait for it to come back. And it doesn't. But it was sitting there for around 4 minutes. And as soon as I started observing it, it disappeared. And I monitored this camera for the rest of the night and never came back. So hopefully we can figure this out.
The light is hovering above what looks like a town, and as soon as the footage starts, it seems to descend a little, but it remains in the sky. At first, the man doesn't see it, but when he does, he zooms in, and what his camera reveals is quite startling.
I don't know how he didn't see that. I would have noticed that immediately when looking at the screen.
The object has a strange shape with a saucer-like bottom section, and an oblong shape at the top. He says that he then zoomed out again because he was in disbelief at what he was seeing, but when he zooms in again, it completely disappears, and thinking that there may be a problem with the camera, he zooms back out. But as soon as he does so, the object returns and he zooms in again, confirming what he saw the first time. He says the object then flew away to the right, but the camera was unable to pick this up, and he's left stumped by what he managed to capture on video. Number 17.
My apologies. My apologies for that. Great thing to have a reaction video. My sneezing ass. Anyways. Number 17's Medellin, Colombia object. I think. Medellin?
The following footage was uploaded to the internet in August of 2022, and again, it shows something that...
Okay. This is pretty convincing. There's a plane right there. There's that thingy. I don't know what that is. That's pretty high compared to the plane. I don't know what this is. I don't have an explanation.
Needs to be explained. According to the uploader, this weird video was filmed near an airport, and we can see an airplane fly by in the distance.
Yep.
But what has the man concerned is a strange disc-shaped object that's hovering overhead. It has a domed top and bottom section, and seems to be hovering in place. The cloud cover behind the object makes it a little easier to see, but it's still impossible to make out any specific details on the craft. But it's unlike any conventional aircraft that we know of.
Yep.
Some people think that these are extraterrestrial craft that are gathering information on our aircraft, and it's hard to argue since it's of such a weird construction. One can only wonder if anyone aboard that passing plane also saw it, and if they got—
No way. No. Because it's down there, and the clouds are right there, and it's right above that. There was no way anyone could see this if this actually was here. I don't make it, although part of me is just kind of where its position is weird to me. But if this was real, there's no way anyone would see this.
got an even better view. Number 16.
Sasquatch sign. Ooh.
Bigfoot is probably the best known cryptid, and people are still debating whether these creatures are actually real.
It's get off my lawn as it makes. Why did it run like that? Why did it run like that? There's no way this is real. That is amazing. That's hilarious looking though. Come here. Come here. I'm gonna get your ass.
The uploader says that they're recording background footage in the forest that was supposed to be used in a family camping movie, but they caught something unexpected on camera.
What happened? Hold on. What was the reason? So this thing ran out to show itself, then went behind a tree, and that's where it. That's not real. No, that's just a scene. You wanted a quick shot of a Sasquatch thing because you clearly. I thought that thing was coming to chase your ass. But no, it just ran right behind a tree again, which made it look a little bit suspicious.
The camera pans across the forest when a dark, ape-like creature suddenly bounds into view from behind one of the trees. It seems like it may have spotted these campers, as it looks like it's trying to run away, and it quickly disappears behind the foliage. Apparently, this creature has been spotted over and over again by—
This just looked like a case where he was just running to go at him and then changed his mind. Like he didn't want to actually get close to them, because if he would have gone close, he would have realized that maybe they could have tell it was a costume because it's not real.
Locals in the area, but others think that its movements are too human-like, and that this is simply another Bigfoot hoax.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this strange footage?
Hoax.
Number 15.
Forest apparition.
Next, we take a look at a surveillance video that was filmed in 2005 during a paranormal investigation.
I see it! Right there. Right? This is it right there? I hope. Because this looks like a head and that. Is this it? Right here. Y'all can see my cursor right here. Hopefully you can.
This surveillance camera is pointed towards a wooded area during nighttime, and we can see a few trees in the distance.
No.
From the right of the screen, there's suddenly movement coming from behind one of the trees. And
Oh.
this is when things get strange.
Oh, I was so off. I thought it was this thing here. No, it's right over here. I was so far off.
A white,
My bad.
transparent figure emerges and seems to walk behind a bush.
What is this?
It has distinctly human-like movements, leading the person who was filming to believe that this was a spirit that was caught on camera. The apparition looks like it's wearing a long robe or a dress, and it
What are the odds that the ghost just happens to walk by your camera at 3 in the morning when scary stuff usually happens? What are the odds?
has a hood over its head.
The one thing that you get credit for is apparently this was done on November 14th, 2005 or 6, which would be very hard to... Probably editing was not the greatest thing at then. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe you could edit perfectly like that. Maybe you could do great editing back then. I don't know. I was not old enough to know what the hell I was doing then.
Head, making it even more ominous looking. The figure continues on its path until it simply disappears into thin air. The uploader stated that the trees are much smaller than they appear, and that the figure stood around 6 feet tall. But some commenters think that this may simply be a glare on the camera's lens, and that this is nothing supernatural at all. What do you think?
I mean, I guess it's possible? That's a hell of a glare, though, to have it go from that far to that far, then stop. Like, that's a hell of a glitch.
Number 14.
The abduction!
The man who filmed
abduction.
this next scary video says that he lives in Michigan, and when he saw a strange object in the sky, he decided to follow it, but he very nearly regretted that decision.
My man, listen, I'm not saying this is action alien, but if it's action alien, you deserve to be abducted. Your stupid ass shouldn't be going around following things at night. The last thing you should be following is something that was floating in the sky. You ain't supposed to follow something moving, floating in the sky. You ain't supposed to walk into a... You just setting yourself up for something to happen. That's a stupid person thought. What we don't do stupid person things. We ain't supposed to do stupid person things. We'll stop making ourselves look like goddamn morons. Come on, stupid people get stupid results. I've said it before. I haven't said it in a while. This is what happened. Your stupid ass follows a UFO, you get abducted for it. This looks like a spotlight. You know the light kind of thing that there's a spotlight that kind of leads up. That's what this looks like to me. The light part of this just looks like a part of a spotlight thing, street light. Okay, so why did exactly did it not take a pump? Could it not fit the car? Was that the issue? It couldn't fit the car in its thing. So it was like, just leave it. Just goddamn it. We're not taking the. We can just take the people. No, you can't just take the people. You gotta take everything. You gotta take the thing. You gotta take the car. We can't take the car because we gotta go. We gotta go.
As the clip begins, we can hear the man getting out of his car, and he immediately begins to film the object that he's chasing. It's a bright white circular object that looks like a horizontal ring running all the way around the outside. We can also hear what sounds like wind rushing by, but the man says that it was actually the object making this strange sound. He adds that at one point it started moving towards him, and he decided to run a short distance away, and we can see his car parked in front of him. But then things get really disconcerting. The man manages to get both his car and the light in the frame, and now the ring around the object is oscillating, and a light can be seen on the man's car as if it's being scanned. Suddenly, the object flies up into the sky at speed, and it blinks out of existence right before our eyes. As soon as it disappears, the strange whirling noise stops, and everything returns to normal. Number 13.
I don't know how to explain what happened there. I will give a thing that it does look very convincing. I don't know when this was taken, and it could be a fake. I'm not saying it's real, but it's very, very convincing.
Now we take a look at UFO footage from Sentinel, Arizona, that was filmed by a man in March of 2022. We can immediately see what has him so interested, as two bright orbs of light can be seen floating in the sky. Strangely, we can also see a few other smaller lights blinking on and off near the objects, but it's impossible to tell what they are. Suddenly, an even brighter and larger light appears from behind the horizon, but it quickly disappears again, and the man decides to signal to the lights using his spotlight, which he switches on and off a few times while pointing it at the objects. And he instantly gets a response when a third, much brighter light appears next to the original two. It then disappears for a few seconds, only to reappear on the other side of the lights. But then it blinks out again. As he continues to film, one of the lights slowly begins to fade until it completely disappears, and the second light soon follows suit. Number 12. Next, a man is filming a street outside his house when he realizes there's something in the distance that he can't explain. The man is walking while filming the street that seems to be on the other side of a wall, but he suddenly stops as he sees something walking down a pathway. It's a dark, nearly completely black figure that we can see moving between two trees in front of the camera. It's moving strangely, with its legs seemingly almost buckling beneath it, and it seems very skinny, but it is definitely of a humanoid shape. The man suddenly realizes what he's looking at, and he instantly turns to run in the opposite direction to get away from whatever that is. I wouldn't want to come across that figure in the dead of night.
Not in the dead of night, boss. Not in the dead of night either. I'll be like, you know what? I like look at that. Just ain't worth it. I ain't taking no risk. I'm gonna up out of there. I'm out. See y'all later. Have a good time.
And I think I would have the same reaction. Number 11.
Skinwalker Scream.
In these next two pieces of security footage filmed in someone's yard.
Has anyone ever made a Skinwalker game? Like a video game based off a Skinwalker? I guess maybe there's video games that have like monsters based off of him. I'm just wondering if anyone's ever made like a Skinwalker or a Siren Head game. Those are two I want to know.
There's something that's making a very strange sound, and many people are convinced that this is the scream of a skinwalker.
Yeah, I don't know what screams like that. Hopefully some of y'all know. I don't know what screams like that.
The first clip is filmed from the person's front porch at night. A few seconds into the clip, we hear a creepy, high-pitched squeal that rings out, followed shortly after by breathing sounds. The second clip was taken at the exact same moment, but from their back porch, and again, we can hear the strange screech as before. Commenters noted that most people believe a skinwalker scream sounds further away the closer it is. since it tries to create the illusion that it's still some distance away. But others believe that this was either an animal that was close by or that the sound was created mechanically by a machine working in the area. Others claim to have heard this exact—
Hold on. So, but what does that mean? Because it says it screams.
sound in the past.
It screams when it's it makes the scream seem farther away the closer it is. But that doesn't seem far away. That seems nearby.
While out in the wilderness, making the clip even more inexplicable. Whatever it is, it certainly is a strange sound, and not one that you would want to hear in the middle of the night. Number 10. Next, we
I couldn't see what that one said.
venture into the woods as a man films his surroundings while walking around in nature on a moonlit night.
Okay.
He films a few of the trees around him, and then walks around to the side where his camera captures something sitting behind one of the trees. He immediately stops and seems to be trying to make sense of what he's seeing, which is a creature with a strange shape and glowing eyes that seem to be staring directly at him. He decides that this is just a little too strange, and he turns to run away as fast as he can before he can figure out what it is. There are commenters who think that this was an animal or a bird, possibly an owl, but others disagree and theorize that this was an unidentified creature that he stumbled across.
Oh, it's a person in a forest who's acting kind of sketchy. Because I've had it, listen, I've had it where my eyes kind of change color, kind of look weird in videos. I've had it happen. It probably even happens, I don't know if it happens in this way, but it happens sometimes, most time I'm being recorded at night or by weird cameras. It don't look like this, but they kind of like it. I've had it where it changed color and kind of look weird. So it could just be a person being very sketchy looking.
Unfortunately, due to it being so dark, it's hard to make—
Could it also just be a clown? Like a person in a clown outfit? I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, but that is the guess I also have for this
creature that he stumbled across. Unfortunately, due to it being so dark, it's hard to make out a definite identification, and we can only wonder what this was that was watching him from the wood.
The reaction he has when he sees it is too odd to me.
Number 9.
Growling creature. Okay, this one I can read.
The person who uploaded the following scary video says that they were hiking in Slovakia in 2019 when they got a strange feeling like they were being watched or followed. The man is walking through tall grass in a forested area, and when he walks around a set of bushes to his left, he's surprised to come across a structure that's been built out of pieces of wood. He decides to get a better look and ventures closer, but this may have been a mistake. He decides to go into the strange structure, and he finds that it's crudely built with sticks and pieces of fallen trees. He soon regrets his decision to investigate, however, as a low but loud growl can be heard coming from outside somewhere in the woods. And after looking around to try and find its source, he decides it would be better to get as far away from there as possible. I wonder if this creature had been watching him approach that whole time that he was out there. Number 8.
We don't get to hear the growl? So we don't get to hear this at all? That's weird. That seems like... It might be true, but it seems kind of weird that you don't actually play the video at all. Apparition.
This next video seems rather mundane at first, but if we look a little more closely, it gets pretty eerie. This person is filming while walking through a set of ruins somewhere.
Oh, right there. Right? It's right there, there's a person. The apparition. Is that what it is, right there?
And he suddenly stops as if he spotted something strange. We can see a figure standing in an archway on the left-hand side.
Oh my God!
This is almost certainly just another person.
That's clearly a shadow. Like, it's literally transparently shadowish. That was... Look at this!
In an archway on the left-hand side.
Look at this! How do you who is this? How does someone look like this in a video? How?
But this is almost certainly just another person, and they soon step out of the doorway to their left. However, there's something far more sinister going on. Behind the larger arch to the right, A strange shadow can be seen as it walks into the frame,
Yeah.
and it keeps going until it disappears behind a wall. There doesn't seem to be any...
That's all I thought it was. Who else was I supposed to look at? That's all I thought I was looking at was this. Was I supposed to be looking at this? I don't see anyone else. All I saw was this person right here.
...one around to cast this shadow, and we can see why he thought this footage was a little strange. Do you think there's a plausible explanation for this footage, or do you agree with him and think that this is a ghost that's walking around in these ruins? Number 7.
Hooded figure.
The man in this next clip sounds completely exasperated by the paranormal activity in his house, and as the clip begins, we can hear him say that he's hearing banging again.
Who? Hold on. Am I supposed to believe this man does not see this hooded figure? There is no way this man does not. Especially the third time when he walks fucking out to walk. No way. No, I don't buy this. I don't believe this.
He says that it sounds like there's someone on the stairs, and he keeps his camera trained on his bedroom door. He speculated that it may be the house's pipes making the sound, but he decides to investigate anyway. He opens his door and films down the stairway, but sees nothing. But when he looked back at the footage, he would realize that he missed something truly creepy. In the hallway, around the corner from the stairs, a dark, hooded figure can be seen staring out at him, but he never noticed. He decides that he's overreacting and that he's just freaking himself out since he couldn't find anything untoward. But he must have gotten quite the shock when he saw what was actually in his house with him. Number...
Yeah, okay, see, that's one of them. Yeah, I don't believe it's real because there's no way I would not notice that. I would see if that existed in my bed. I'd see that. I'd definitely see the hooded figure looking like that.
6. This next piece of scary footage was filmed in 2015, while the uploader was walking in the woods somewhere.
Oh. Oh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Okay.
As soon as the clip begins, we can see what he's talking about, as a large, dark creature comes walking from behind the trees and...
I don't think that's a Bigfoot, because it doesn't really look apish, in my opinion. Oh, hold on, let me leave a bit
distance. It's walking on its hind legs.
It's hard to say it's apish, by my opinion, but... either way, it looks completely dark compared to everything else.
With a strange, hunched-over posture. And it doesn't seem to notice that he's there at all.
No.
When we zoom in on this weird footage, we can also see that it has a strangely shaped head. Almost like a gorilla's, but it has a very different body shape. Some people are certain that this is footage of the infamous skunk ape, while others think it may...
The infamous what? The infamous skunk... I have never heard of a skunk ape in my life. What is a skunk ape? I need to know.
Either be a Bigfoot, or just someone playing a prank while wearing a gorilla suit. The man tries to follow the creature as it continues through the forest, but it soon disappears behind the trees and doesn't emerge again. If only they had a better camera with them, we could have gotten a better look at the creature,
Agreed.
but sadly this was not the case. Number 5.
Cemetery spirit.
Next, we take a look at footage from a cemetery that the uploader claims shows two spirits at the same time. In this footage, we can see a man
This was like a gigantic muscle man ready to whoop somebody's ass.
as he hunches in front of a gravestone in the cemetery and visits the gravesite of a loved one.
The man
It
hunched
looks
over
like
looking
he's
at
having
him.
a hard time being there, which is understandable. But then something strange begins to happen. Behind him, a strange sort of mist begins to form, and soon it changes into a near human shape, but it remains transparent. The figure then seems to reach out to the man while keeping its head bowed, and the man gets up to leave. Is it possible that this is the spirit of the person whose grave the man was visiting? Or possibly some other spirit that took pity on him?
You know what? I'm gonna say, I could buy that. I believe a cemetery would have spirit. If any one place is gonna have a spirit or a ghost, it's going to be there. I completely believe that.
This is truly a very strange sighting, and the fact that it was filmed in a cemetery makes it all the more plausible. But let me know, were you able to see the second spirit that the man mentions?
No.
Number 4. Next, a piece of footage that
So wait, you're gonna say, can you see this, and you're not gonna tell me what the sex spirit is? Because you're clearly the first one only.
was filmed in 2013, reportedly showed poltergeist activity in a woman's house.
I want to know what happens. If something happens to this dog, I swear to God. He was a very angry man. What just happened? What just got moved? What's that? Is that another dog? That better be. I'm gonna hope that's another dog. Cause some. Yeah, it is another dog. Oh, that thing, that ghost is
The
gonna
clip,
sleep.
which is filmed by a stationary camera, shows the woman's bedroom while she's out, and her dog has decided to spend some time on her bed. Just behind the dog's back legs, we can see a small ball of paper lying on the bed. As it stands on the bed, looking around the room, the ball of paper suddenly shifts on the bed behind it, but there doesn't seem to be any logical explanation for it. It doesn't seem to notice though, but as soon as that happens, the dog begins to whine as if it can sense something is happening that it can't identify. It then jumps off the bed and leaves the room, leaving its other dog friend behind. Some commenters have tried explaining this strange event, saying that the dog moved the ball with its foot or tail, but judging by the footage, this seems unlikely.
No, I don't believe that either.
What do you think is going on here?
Could the dog have just been bouncing? Like it kind of bounced around and it caused the ball to, like any little movement can cause something to move on a bed. It's very bizarre.
Number 3.
Hotel poltergeist. Okay.
In this next creepy clip, a woman is staying in a hotel when she's awoken by the sound of water running in the bathroom.
Hello?
Why does this camera and everything?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the light swinging. Now, you better stop swinging. I'm telling you, you better stop swinging right now. You better stop swinging. Was that a person there? Was that Luke?
She gets up
I believe her. I'm her too. I'm her too. Listen, this ain't worth the money I paid. Nah.
then walks over to the bathroom and we can hear her ask hello before she turns the light on and finds the sink tap running. She turns the water off and walks back into the bedroom.
Did she think someone was hold on, let's put it this way. Was she expecting someone to be there? Because in no scenario if I heard water running, am I gonna slowly walk over there and say hello? Because if someone's there who's gotta get me in there, or someone's there that ain't supposed to be there, I'm bursting through that damn thing. I'm gonna run into the bathtub, fucking fall over and everything. I'm just blasting through it.
But here she finds that the light is swinging violently back and forth from the ceiling, and she stops in her tracks. She hesitantly ventures a little closer to investigate, and we can see that there's no one else in the room, so she decides that this is all a little too much and bolts for the door to get out of there.
Yep.
I wonder if she spent any more time in that room, or
If she, I'm gonna tell you she did it. I'm gonna just believe she did it, because anyone who does, stays stupid as hell.
if she was able to be relocated to another one. I know I wouldn't sleep in there.
I wouldn't want to be in that hotel to begin with. No. See, 'cause I believe whatever's in there could go to any other room. So I don't want to be in that hotel at all. I'll be like calling somebody, hey, I'm coming over, I gotta unpack, I gotta go in that room, I'm gonna bring my staff with me, so that in case anything happens, they can see it. But I'm packing up and getting the heck out of there.
There in a million years. Number 2.
House Spectre.
In this next clip, a woman is doing a house inspection, something that's common practice when a house has just been built or if it's slated to be sold. As the woman makes her way through the house, we can see that it isn't furnished, and hence it's likely that it's up for sale. But as she walks from one of the rooms into a much darker area, she unknowingly catches a glimpse of something strange with her camera. The figure of a woman is standing on the far side of the room, and if we zoom in,
yeah, that does look like the figure of a woman. I'll give you that. That is completely look like the figure of a woman. I don't know what that's very weird.
We can see that it looks like she's wearing a white dress or a nightgown. Since her face isn't visible, it's possible that she's facing away from the camera, or that it's being obscured by her hair. It also looks like she has long, dark hair, but she seems oblivious to the woman's presence, just as the woman is unaware of hers. When the woman reviewed the footage, she was shocked to see what she had captured, and I can only wonder if this sighting had any effect on the sale price of this house.
Would have caused me to buy it. By the money, and I saw the, hey, this is like a ghost woman that could possibly be her. I'll be like, I won't buy a haunted house as long as I have the right people living with me. Because I wouldn't live there by myself. But if I have someone else living with me, or some other people living with me who kind of want to learn about paranormal, see if things that happen, I'll live there. As long as it, but I would only move out of there now if someone's actually getting hurt by it. Obviously.
Number 1.
Opening drawer.
Our last creepy video in this compilation comes from a woman's kitchen, where the camera caught what she believes to be poltergeist activity, and it's very hard to disagree. We can see a section of the woman's living room and a small portion of her kitchen, and strangely, one of the drawers in the kitchen is open all the way. And it seems that when it was opened, it made a noise that she has now decided to investigate, but she's tentative to go into the kitchen. But she musters up some courage and is clearly puzzled by the fact that it's open. But she slowly closes it and looks around the kitchen before walking away while trying to shrug it off. However, as soon as she walks around the corner and into the sitting room, the kitchen opens again by itself. And she must have heard it again because she walks back to the kitchen, but is now truly frightened.
She walks by. This is what she did. I can vision it. She walked up, walked away, she heard the thing open, she turned around and went, oh shit, and just walked up. She had to like, don't be open, don't. She's like almost being like, don't be open, don't be open, don't be open, don't be open, don't be open.
She leans over as she tries to peer around the corner, and when she catches a glimpse of an opened drawer, she does the sensible thing and makes a run.
She's like, I'm out, yep, that'd be me too, I'm out of there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, thank y'all for watching. I just repeated myself, and I'll see you for the next one.